All right. I got one word out and I realized I hadn't the mic turned on. Anyway, Thursday, welcome to another edition of Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel, live and direct from the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio Annex. I'm Rick Arsenault. You know the drill. If you haven't done so yet, get down there in the corner, smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. Didn't do a show last night because I didn't want to attempt it with the weather being the way it is this time of the year. I know Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you might say weather permitting. So if we have a blizzard or heavy snow, assume we will put it off for one night like we did this week. Instead of last night, we're doing it tonight. We're supposed to get some more snow coming in tomorrow. And if that is the case, we'll have it on Saturday. But we will be doing 3 shows a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, weather permitting. If the weather's bad, we'll simply postpone it for 24 hours. Okay. That's it. That's what it's going to be. And I wanted to start out tonight. Sheila Ford Hemp wrote a letter to all the season ticket holders, and I'll paraphrase for it. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Thank them for their loyalty and making Ford Field one of the toughest places, one of the toughest venues for any opposing team to play at, for sure. And obviously this year did not go the way they wanted. They will be making changes. They're already talking about it. Thanking them for their loyalty. And of course, they're not raising season ticket prices for next year. So the Lions, in their quest to find a new offensive coordinator, aren't in any particular hurry, I don't think. And they've already interviewed Mike McDaniel and Kafka. Mike Kafka was supposed to come in yesterday. I think because of the weather, he had to put that off until today. The latest report and interview is the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith. That's one I don't understand. He has spent a couple of years coaching with the Falcons. I'm not, and have never been particularly thrilled with his offenses, although they did come in against the Lions defense this year and rush for more than 200 yards. This one has me a little puzzled. Arthur Smith, the latest candidate, come in and interview. Look, I don't look for them to find a new offensive coordinator or sign anybody until after the Super Bowl, which is what, February the 8th. February the 8th. It's almost a month from now yet. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they can hire anybody until the season's completely over with, because they still have some people that might still be active yet. And I think indeed that is the case that they want to talk to. There was a story put out earlier today by a reporter from Fox reporting that Mike McDaniel was more apt to take the Lions offensive coordinator job rather than take a head coaching job with a lower level team, if you will, like the Falcons or the Cardinals or the Browns or the Titans. I'm not so sure about the Ravens or the Steelers. That's good news for the Lions, I guess. But again, I don't. I think there'll be a lot more people coming in for interviews yet, especially after the Super Bowl. It wouldn't surprise me. Of course, they want an offensive before free agency starts on March the 9th, I believe. They've got plenty of time, and I'm glad. Apparently, every stone will be turned over before they make a decision on their offensive coordinator, and I think that's the way it should be. Like I said, the last week, Dan Campbell was asked if he's going to be calling plays next year. I think what he meant to say was that depends on who the coordinator is. He didn't come right out and say that, but he was not committal on that. So, now the Lions, that's where they're at right now. Still seems hard to believe with the playoffs going on that they're not participating this year. But if only they had beaten Pittsburgh like they should have and won both games against a bad Minnesota team instead of being 9-8, they would have been 12-5 like I predicted they were going to be. They would have won the division. And they'd be playing this weekend coming off a bye. So it'd be interesting to see if the week off affects the Denver Broncos or the Seattle Seahawks. We'll talk about that more tomorrow, I think. Let's get our sponsors out of the way. As you know, we're brought to you in part by the Finish Line Family Restaurant. For over 40 years, over 4 decades, they've been a part of our community. The best sit-down restaurant in the area. And fast, friendly service. First, expanded hours, new hours, Monday, Thursday, and Friday from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Got everything you want in a friendly restaurant, family-friendly restaurant. Award-winning breakfast served all day. I notice a lot of people, at least half the people I see in there come in even at night and they're getting breakfast, and I don't blame them. It's good. It's really good. Award-winning. Fast, friendly service, great family atmosphere. Like I said, a part of our community for more than 4 decades. And everybody knows where the Finish Line restaurant is on Carlton Road in Hillsdale, directly across from Barrow Swift Printing. Got everything you want in a restaurant. Remember, when you go to the Finish Line, you fuel up with food at the Finish Line, you'll always finish first. And I guarantee you that. I'll see you there. We're also brought to you in part by Beck Chevrolet and NEM 99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. 517-849-2886 for a really great deal on an SUV, a truck, a pre-owned car. Get in there and see one of their great salesmen. And of course, to go along with an award-winning service department. 517-849-2886. Get in there and experience the Frank Beck Chevrolet difference. Chevrolet together, let's drive. Chevy Drive, Southern Michigan. And of course, Frank Beck Chevrolet is the #1 selling Chevrolet dealer in our immediate tri-state area. We're also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance. On M99 and US 12 in downtown Jonesville, 517-849-1000. That's Barrett Insurance, BarrettINS.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. As I said, in Jonesville, on US 12 and M99, 517-849-1000, BarrettINS.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. Okay. The Turek Skubal soap opera continues. His agent, Scott Boras, has enough money. He could produce an mid-afternoon soap opera called As the Skubal Turns. This is getting to where it's been now. If you're not in the loop on this, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about this. And I don't know when the three-member arbitration committee is going to make a ruling. The Tigers offered him. I'm not going to explain, get into a whole big spiel about how arbitration works. In short, the team submits their figure. The agent submits his figure. Apparently, what I'm hearing, they initially offered almost $20 million. The actual offer they made was 19. Scott Boras submitted a figure of $32 million, a record-setting figure. All-time, and that it exceeded the $31 million a couple of years ago for Juan Soto. $32 million. People asking me, how do I think they're going to rule? I don't know. I honestly don't know. It wouldn't shock me if they came to a decision favoring the Boras figure of $32 million. After all, he is coming off 2 consecutive Cy Young awards. Every time I think of Game 5 last year, Tigers took a 2-1 lead at the bottom of the 7th inning, and he had pitched, 99 pitches? That's it. He's all done. Didn't want to go back out there. And you even look at the year before that, Game 5 at Cleveland, the ALDS when he got bombed. I'm sorry. What is he? 30 years old now. There's no way I would give him $40 million a year for the next 10 years. That's insane. Almost as insane as what the Cubs just gave Alex Brinkman for the next 5 years. What is he? 31 or 32 now? 5 years for $175 million. Alex Brinkman, $5 million a year for the next 5 years. In Wrigley Field, by the way. Which way is the wind blowing as far as Wrigley Field is concerned? Blowing in off the lake, or is it blowing out? I wonder if Alex thought about it. I wonder if Scott Boras thought about that. Just remember one thing, folks. Remember this. We're into 2026 right now. Next December of 2026, a.m. on December the 1st of this year, the lockout will commence. Lockout. Players will be locked out. That will be the expiration of the current collective bargaining agreement. I don't look for any baseball next year until at least June the 1st. Okay. What is a lockout? Well, that means that players can have no correspondence with anybody, any team officials, anybody, not even the trainers. They can't use team facilities. There can be no trades, no free agent signings, nothing. It is a complete lockout. Okay, December the 1st. World Series ends about November the 1st, Halloween. That means teams will have 30 days. Dirk Skubal will be a free agent. Scott Boras will have 30 days to get someone to take what he's offering or what he wants. There will be. I don't think he's that naive or gullible enough to not think that there will be some sort of a salary cap structure. Maybe a soft cap, something similar to what they have now in the NBA, but there will be. I guarantee you there will be some sort of a salary cap, some form of a salary cap, which is what they don't have right now. Yeah, December the 1st at 12:01 a.m. So, as far as this year, Tiger pitchers and catchers report on February 11th. The rest of the squad reports on the 15th. I think the first spring training game is the 22nd, about a week later, in Lakeland, pardon me, against the Orioles. Now, don't have my water with me here. Players participating in the World Baseball Classic will be reporting on February the 12th. Dirk Skubal will be pitching for Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. That's another thing. Scott Boras and the Tigers had better hope he doesn't get hurt. Now, Las Vegas is making the Tigers the favorites to win the American League Central. That's not saying much. There are six or seven teams have better odds for getting the World Series and winning the World Series than the Tigers do. Oh, quickly do this.